When Design for Living returns, we'll head to the East Coast, where we'll tour a home which has undergone an impressive transformation thanks to its architect and owner. Modeled after a self-contained box, the abstract 3,800 square foot home fits snugly into the landscape around it. In keeping with its modern style, the symmetrical single-level home was built using natural materials like common brick and unpainted wood. The overall effect was unique for its day.
First of all, it doesn't look like a house. It looks like a museum. When you look at it, it had 2 blank walls and a glass box. The roof is floating. It is supported on 4 columns, a chimney, and a steel rod. The corners are completely exposed. It's a corny trick that you saw a lot on paper 60 years ago.
David was thrilled with his older modernist home, but it did have a drawback: limited area. Creating a new addition which would blend with the original architecture was a challenge for David and his partner Leonard Fusco.
My partner and I worked very hard on what we wanted this house to look like and what we wanted it to represent of our firm.
David knew that the house had to be transformed into a comfortable, functional home for his family. For the first time in his life, he was both architect and client.
I had to ask myself, as an architect and as a client, what do I want as a user and as a professional?
Adapting the original floor plan to his own vision of a larger, more contemporary modernist home was challenging. But David found inspiration for the project in the terrain of his own backyard.
When I built the addition, I wanted it to fit into the landscape more. I wanted it to be sympathetic to the original house, and yet I wanted it to say, this is different.
The area where the original home and the new addition meet have created a foyer, which opens to both the front and the back of the house.
You enter on a level that's the original house, but then you step down and then you step down again, so that you're constantly feeling the little hill that we have in the house.
Adjacent to the entry lies David and Kim's newly remodeled kitchen, which was expanded to include a comfortable breakfast nook. The results of David's improvements are remarkable. He and Kim now have a home perfectly suited to their lifestyle.
The atmosphere we were trying to make with the house is a casual, all-American family atmosphere. I have 2 young daughters. My wife and I both work. We needed a house that was casual, that could function easily. We didn't need a fancy house where there were areas that you can't go into. Every part of our house we use, every part of our house is comfortable.
The welcoming atmosphere of David and Kim's home is enhanced by their selection of flooring materials. In an effort to meet the needs of his active family, David found a solution which creates a sense of harmony with the outdoor environment.
We have a slate walkway which starts outside and leads inside to the house and then through the house. You can't make that floor dirty. So we found that certain materials, when they're used outside, are super practical. And we like that practicalness because we need that. I was talking to my daughter the other day, and she says, "Dad, I love this view from my bed." I said, "Well, what view?" As an architect, to me it was all about aesthetics. But to my 14-year-old daughter, it was about the bed that she wakes up in and dreams about her life is viewed from that corner. That's the memory she's going to have for her whole life. And that's how I would say that makes this house our home.